Hi guys, and welcome back to Awakening with Stacy. I hope you all are doing well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back to see me, hi. Stick around. If you like my vibe, subscribe. We're going to get in a collective reading today or a love reading. We'll see what comes out. So let's call in spirit for our highest good and let's get in. I know you guys can only hear a little bit of that because my microphone will dull it out so it's not so loud. So let's go. I'm going to face the camera down and we're going to get to it. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. I have had an amazing week, which is good because last week was not so good. Wasn't so good to me, but let's get into it. Let's see. What do we need to know right now? What do we need to know right now? We had one that flipped over, but it didn't come out. We're going to get into a love reading. Somebody need one. We'll see. Okay, so far we have Chameleon, Submerge, Nirvana, the player, choices. Okay, what's going on? Someone is being a chameleon, but they're also feeling very submerged underwater, I heard. Because they're afraid of Nirvana, they're afraid of that feeling. So they're going to keep themselves submerged and be a chameleon. The player with the choices. So somebody has a choice. Are you going to keep being the chameleon and submerged underwater? Are you going to come out of being a player and take the Nirvana that's here for you? Let's see. We want them to know, spirit. Okay, so the morning after. So what I'm getting male or feminine energy, whoever this is for, you are your other half who you're watching this for, is after they are the chameleon and the player, and there's so many doors that they have. The morning after, they're feeling isolated, they're not feeling good about the choices that they made. They're reaching out and they want you to read between the lines, or they need to read between the lines to be more transparent so that they don't feel like they're submerged underwater. So they're not having to be the chameleon to fit in. They can be their self. They need to choose one of these three doors. You know, I feel like this is them and these are two options. And if you have to make a choice on two people, the best one is to choose your own door. Some more information. toxic. Like you're playing with a snake, knowing that it can bite you, but it hasn't yet. And then you're going to get mad at the snake when it does, knowing that it was a snake. Making yourself fit into something that doesn't fit you, walking through a door that isn't yours, not being transparent to people around you. And when you're really isolated, you're really not happy. You're not happy with doing this. It's keeping you in limbo. So what all this is telling me is you're not making the right choices for yourself or for the person that you're watching this for. You're playing in the hands of people around you to fit in, and you're doing what you think you're not what others exactly want you to do, but how you feel you should act because of decisions that you've already made. But all you're doing is going further and further in your mind. And you need to reach out to someone that you can be completely transparent to, who won't judge you, because you're being very toxic and in limbo in your life. Like I said, you are, whoever you're watching this for, you know your own energy. And set your boundaries. Hone in to when you say yes, when you say no. And if you first feel like it's no, then stick with the no. Don't second guess what you should or shouldn't be doing. Your first intuition is what you should go toward. And what it's telling me is that most of the time you're feeling like you should say no. I feel like a situation is sailing away from you, and it's cutting you. It's cutting you to your core, to your heart. And at the same time, you are your person. This was about materialism. Explain that, spirit. Or this could be just completely for the collective. Stop being a chameleon to fit in with other people. This doesn't have to do with love. Yeah, take your power back. You own your own power. Take your own power back. And whatever situation is going on in your life right now, I don't know your situation, all your situations. You do, though. Take what resonates, and if it doesn't, then leave it alone. But stick it to the situation that is in your life. What do you need about their power? Masking. So change is going to come in somewhere around winter. Remember, time is an illusion, but we have winter. It's going to be a change in luck, but you can't be masking how you're feeling about any situation. when you're talking to another person. Don't mask how you feel because you don't want to upset them or you don't want to cause a disagreement. So you just put your feelings to the side because that's isolating you from yourself. Unlock the key. Take the key and unlock yourself. Unlock your imagination, unlock your heart, unlock your mind. Take yourself out of the isolation. Walk out that door and see what is coming in for you. You have the key and only you can unlock it. No one else can unlock it for you. You're feeling like you're missing out on something and something's going away from you, or you're going away from something else, but you have the key to go forward or go backwards. Just be careful in the choices that you make. And remember, be honest with people. Have you been a player? Have you been played on? And know that there are choices that can be made and changes that can be made. People can change. They change for who they want to change for, that's for sure. Trying to get out of the fire. You have the rage. You have to escape all of this energy that's coming in. It's like seeing things through the forest that's on fire. Until you get through that forest, you're not going to see the whole big picture. When you're in the forest and it's on fire, you're just surviving in fight and flight, and you're not seeing the whole situation because you're not able to. So it's like a blackout. It's just, you're only being able to see the rings of fire around you, but not what is going on outside of the fire, if that makes sense. A lot of you and a lot of the collective are going through the dark night of the soul. Lost in time. So this just keeps going over again, that in the collective, that you're lost in time, going back and forth on a decision you should had made, or you didn't make, or you wish you would have had to make, and now it feels like it's no longer a decision for you to make. A decision is going to be made for you, or you're going to make the decision for someone else. Take it as it resonates. Okay. I want to get trickster. Either you feel like you have been tricked or you're tricking someone else. Either way, it will not work that way if you're not honest in your heart. If you do not make heart over head decisions, and you can use both, absolutely, but don't stay stuck in your head and not be transparent and just ignore your heart altogether. You have to hone in on your intuition and be transparent. If that's not to yourself, if that's not to others, then at least be transparent to yourself so you don't get confused. Tell me what you need to know how to deal with all this. This is a real easy energy to get into, especially when you don't want to make choices, especially when you feel stuck, especially when you've put on a mask for so long, no matter in what situation that is, the family, friends, co-workers, relationship, marriages, however you look at it. We've all been there, done that. Sometimes more than once. So clouded judgment, blocked communication. So you're not communicating with someone. You're not heeding the call of your soul, of your evolution, of your life story. You have needed to have a death and rebirth for a long time, and you just don't heed the call for that. Or the person that you're listening to this for, if you're not listening for yourself, if this isn't resonating for something that you're doing, they're not heeding the judgment call. So it's going to be called for them, for you. It's judgment. Yeah. Because it's time for you to be a free thinker, be a visionary. It's time to be creative and to set yourself free. The devil, toxic or karmic connections, codependency. So being connected to things that are not good for you, which is where we got the toxic card. Knowing that anything that you do outside of loving yourself and love for another is not honoring you or honoring that person. Getting out of toxic relationships altogether. And that's really hard. And that's what the collective is being called to do. That's what we're being called to do in the twin flame community. That's what we're being called to do as light workers, starseeds, all those things. Even as a 3D collective, is to get away from things that are toxic for us, because it will only bring us down in one way. And judgment is being called upon each and every decision we have or have not made for ourselves or for others. Because it's time to shine. It's time to feel the warmth. It's time for happiness. It's time for the truth of your soul, the truth of others. It's time for the truth as a collective. No more mask. And it's hard to be vulnerable, especially when you've been hurt before or you're scared of hurting others. Whichever way it works, it's hard. But at the same time, you're hurting yourself or others by not being honest, because you have love that wants to overflow and give. This is it. This is the way out of all of this, is overflowing love to yourself and to others. And if you don't understand what door to go in to do that, take a step back, go in your own door and figure that out before you make any decisions that can hurt yourself or hurt others. No longer being deceptive or putting illusions around your emotional well-being. It's time to make things happen. It's time to go forward. It's time to take control over yourself and make things move forward. And only then, even when things fall away, even when it may hurt you and you may not understand in the moment, the further away you get from the toxic imagery, feelings, people, the more you will see why you were being pushed to go forward and to take this action in the first place. Being in Seeing the beauty within yourself and nourishing yourself, being magnetic to what you want to bring into your life. If you want to bring love into your life, give love to other people. If you want abundance in your life, give abundance to other people. What comes around goes around. Find the beauty within yourself to overcome the sorrow of that you have to let go the more you hold on. And I've said it in so many videos. You have to let go of things that no longer serve you. The more that you hold on, the more you're just going to get hurt, and you can deceive yourself, and you can stay in your isolation and not be transparent and all these things. But at the end of the day, you're hurting no one but yourself or the people around you too. You're not saving them. You're hurting them if you're not being honest, because eventually it will come out, even if it just comes out in anger. It will come out, because justice, fairness, balance has to be brought upon this planet right now. So you have to do everything in truth and integrity and fairness for yourself and others. And sometimes what's fair for us to do for ourselves isn't going to seem like it's fair to others. But as long as we're being honest with ourselves and we know our intentions and our intentions are good, then it doesn't matter what other people think, because you know what your intentions were. Like I said, take it as it resonates. This may be what you need to hear, what someone close to you is going through, or what your lover is going through, or the person that you're trying to bring into your life. It's the end of a chapter. It's the end of sorrows, the end of pain. It is supposed to be the end of so many options. You're supposed to find yourself. You're supposed to have your achievement, your sense of belonging, your completion. It's a new beginning. But to have these new beginnings, you have to get through the toxic of your own mind, unlock the door, free yourself, make a choice and stick to that choice, and understand that it may not feel good right away, but everything happens for a reason. You're the powerhouse. You can be playful. Don't take what you're feeling and keep yourself imbalanced and self-indulgence and things that take you away from how you truly feel. Don't escape it, feel it, and let it go. You gotta feel it to heal it. Some of you may feel like you had a missed opportunity. Some of you may be in knowing that others have missed an opportunity with you. And it may it's caused a lot of unmotivation and depression, but we're getting past that. We are starting anew. We are starting over. So deal with your stuff. Let others deal with their stuff. See it for what it is. Know that our planet is in chaos and that we are bringing anew. And within that, we can take it down to ourselves. We are making anew for ourselves and for others, that they're doing that too. And why they're breaking things down and letting go of things that don't belong to them or for them. That may be you. You may have to deal with the fact that they don't feel like you're the best for them. And that hurts. It's going to hurt on both ends, but it's necessary to get to where we need to be. And everything will happen for your highest good always, even if it doesn't feel like that in the moment, because things are being brought down. See what the Moonology has to say. I'm going to jump off here. I have a lot planned this next week. You and your loved ones are safe. So stay focused, okay? Light your candles, say your affirmations, know that you are healthy, wealthy, and taken care of. Don't let negative thoughts come in and change things. And even when it doesn't look that way, turn it around. Okay, we'll get an angel message. Pay attention to your thoughts. and ideas that come to you, as they are your answered prayers. So pay attention to everything, your first intuition. And even if it doesn't feel, you don't recognize that feeling because it's new, it's there for a reason, guys. All of this is for a reason. And I hope this reaches who it needs, or that you needed to hear, or you needed to hear it for the sake of someone else. And until next time, guys, I love you. Have a great weekend.